Good morning, good Monday morning, everyone out there. Welcome in, everybody, to Follow the Bradley's Fun, the Daily Fish, live with Ronnie, Bradley, and special guests coming on board today. If you're watching the replay, there is a countdown, so if you want to fast forward, that is all right with me. But first, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed, and be sure to click that notifications bell so you get notified every time we go live, every time we do an upload, or any of that. Welcome in, Tiffany. Canadian Family Life. Tiffany is in the house this morning. Welcome in, everybody. All right, let me see. I need to make sure that this does, in fact, get redirected, and I want to redirect it. All right, let's see. We've got the countdown going. It's about 2 minutes till we begin. How is everybody out there in the tubes of the YouTube audience, wherever you are, Canada, the United States, Mexico, the UK, England? Hopefully your Monday is starting off fantastic. Got a couple of us backstage right now waiting to go, that's for sure. I am working on redirecting this to Culture Casino. There we go. Redirect is on. Good deal. All right, we got 41 seconds. We got 8 people in the house. The comments are getting going here. We've got Erica. Hello, Canadian Family Life. Hello, Erica. 23 seconds. Let me get going. And here we go.
3, 2, 1, live. Cool.
Welcome back, Fun Fam! And if you are brand new to the channel, welcome in to Follow the Bradley's Fun. My name is Ron E. Bradley, and this is the Daily Dish, episode 11, as we start our third week here on the Daily Dish. Let's see who all is in the house. We've got Canadian Family Life going to take a shower, get clean. That's always good. We've got Maddie. Hi, Maddie. Five-star Maddie. I like the Spider-Man holding the kitty cat. That is pretty cool. And Erica, who is addicted to Canva. And Erica, I need to learn Canva. I have so many things that I need to learn. I believe we've got a few other people hanging out. So if you are in the chat and you want to say hi, just say hi, because we are welcoming everybody this morning. As a matter of fact, we are also welcoming somebody else that I am so happy to have here with us this morning, and that is Mr. Lou Wasserman's Ghost. Good morning. How are you today, sir?
Well, I feel like that song about Monday, can't trust that day. It was a long weekend, let's put it that way, but I'm raring to go once again. Glad to be here.
It is just another manic Monday.
That's it. That's it.
Well, here's the good news, and we're going to be talking about this. Anybody that visited Walt Disney World over the 4th of July weekend is completely refreshed because they didn't have to deal with any crowds whatsoever.
I was going to say all 12 of them had a grand old time, right?
That's what it seems like. I'm telling you, man.
Oh, wow. Well, I think it was Lorena said she felt like there should be tumbleweeds. And I said, don't say that. You'll give them encouragement to get rid of Frontierland.
Well, from what I can tell, they seem to have enough encouragement already.
Sadly so.
Yeah, I don't know. It's lately Disney's making decisions where it's like they want to. I'm actually surprised the Hall of Presidents hasn't closed down yet.
Well, wait till they have to bring back somebody from last time. That'll convince them. They have to get the old adapted Hillary statue out of retirement.
That thing is so weird looking too. It really doesn't look like that particular number 45.
No.
If it were up to me, the show would revolve around Lincoln and Reagan. So
yeah, well, there you
although
go.
It does, I think Lincoln has the brunt of the show right now, and because he comes on.
Yeah, sure. They took most of the old original Lincoln by himself thing that was first at the World's Fair and is now at Disneyland.
Yeah. Now, normally what they do for Hall of Presidents, I'm sure you know this, is that they will go to the incoming president and they will say, could you please record such and such? We're going to write it for you. We want you to record it. I know they did that.
I don't know that they write it. I think the presidents write it based on guidance as to length and that sort of thing.
Okay.
Because it is their own words. Even all the other ones are, speeches or printed statements that those various presidents of the past have made. I know that a lot of people, when Lincoln first began, at the World's Fair, went looking for that speech and couldn't find it because it's a compendium of lines from about 10 or 12 different speeches that he gave. So
yeah. Well, what I was going to say about that is, like, the incoming presidents typically do that. Have you seen the show with Biden?
No.
Okay. So just
does he walk off the stage?
He no, he doesn't walk at all. So what was interesting about that is that the only recording they have of him is the oath of office, when he was taking the oath of office. They did not. So I thought I remember seeing that the first time and I go, well, that's different, because I was kind of interested in what the heck is he, going to say, but they, for whatever reason, I don't know if they reached out and got a response back from the White House or whatever reason, but they had to go with a, obviously anybody can use the oath because it's the oath and it's not a copyright thing. And yeah, everybody has permission to use it. I'm
Otherwise,
drinking
they'd
on
have
my.
to pay Thomas Jefferson royalties or something.
I'm
So
not
that's
yellow
me.
this morning. I'm blue.
Oh my God! Now the question is, come on in close and let's see your mouth. Does it turn your tongue and everything else blue too?
A little
No,
bit
I
blue. I
shouldn't.
think it's.
That was a mistake. Sorry, I didn't. Yes. Uh,
Let's see. The only good news: the low crowds are for the locals and those who live within an hour drive. That is true of Walt Disney World. And we're going to go over some of this stuff, and I have some pictures, but it's very, very, very interesting. And this is probably going to be a fairly short show. We are leading right into Culture Casino. Tomorrow, I'm going to dive into some reasons why this might be happening specifically with the Walt Disney Company. And I want to see if I can. I think this is safe for me to share. Yes. So I want to show you what was happening at a different park. And yeah, this is safe. Okay, so we're gonna add this over here. This is SeaWorld Orlando. Okay. This is not just people standing about. This is the line for Journey to Atlantis, which is about 2 hours, as to be expected on a hot summer day. Now, Journey to Atlantis is the closest ride that SeaWorld has. This, by the way, was on the 4th. That's when I took that screenshot. And the reason I'm sharing that is because So on the 4th at Disney World, rides were like so many rides were like 5 minutes long, 5 minutes wait. That the most popular rides were 45 minutes to an hour posted wait, except we all know that Disney World, they alter their wait times to make them look as long as they possibly can so that they can sell Genie Plus.
right.
That is, I mean, it's
to try to combat the news reality of their failing attendance.
Yes, I mean, it's absolutely true. I've gone in there typically when, let's see, the last one I remember specifically, this one on, it was posted 75-minute wait for Remy's. And I waited 45 minutes. So it's about a half an hour longer posted. Now, they will, they get the numbers by handing a guest a lanyard. So you might be one of the guests that gets handed a lanyard, and they'll ask if you mind taking this. And it's like, you mind taking this? And then hand this to the cast member who puts you on the ride. And that is supposedly how they're calculating those wait times. So they pick you or any other random guest, ask you to wear the lanyard. You give that lanyard to the cast member who puts you in the ride, and they're supposedly calculating your wait time off of that, and then that gets posted. What I'm assuming that they do is calculate that wait time, and then they go, okay, it's actually this. We have to adjust it to such and such. So, yeah,
Is that another one of those amazing algorithms we always hear about?
I suppose. I don't know who that guy is. Algorithm.
Yeah.
It would be really funny if somebody's actually named that out there in the world.
Well, there's Al Gore in them.
Can I tell you a funny story real quick about Al Gore?
Please. I'm
Okay.
always open to Al Gore humor.
So Kelly Cash, I think I told you before, Kelly Cash, one of my very, very good friends, she was Miss America 1987, and she represented Tennessee. She was Miss Tennessee before that. She is Johnny Cash's great niece. She's a really, really good friend of mine, but she's been a resident of Tennessee, I believe, her entire life. And she lives in a small town. She's very connected. And very politically active, or at least was in the past. Well, we were working together in 2003, and it was the funniest thing. She is very Republican, but this was before a show that we were doing. She came up to me and goes, "Hey, Ron, you got to hear this." And I'm like, "What is she playing?" She goes, I got this message from Al Gore. He called me and he left me this message, and it was the funniest thing. So she starts playing the message on her cell phone.
Right.
Hello, Kelly. This is Al Gore, And I was wondering if you could call me back when you get a chance. We want to talk about some environmental concerns and this. So when there was some event that they had coming up, and it was just every time Kelly and I get together, we joke about that because of how.
Boy, did he get a wrong number, huh?
Well, I mean, he knows her. They obviously know each other, but it's just so funny. You know, he's he, he spouts about the environment, and I mean his carbon footprint, if there is such a thing, is got to be
Yeah,
one of
I
the
read
biggest
about
in the
that.
world.
His house is like 10 times any other house in the state or something like that.
No, it's so ridiculous. So let's look at what was going on um, at Disney World, and these are some of the highest posted wait times. We'll go over here, and we can see that. So this is a screenshot that was sent by somebody else. Not even like I wasn't in the park that day. I did not. I went out to Walt Disney World, and I'll show you the footage of me driving in just a moment. But this was somebody else that sent us a screenshot of the highest wait times for the entire day. Now, that 60-minute wait is on Snow White. That is the most popular ride in the Magic Kingdom. 30-minute wait for Winnie the Pooh, only 10 for Teacups, only 10 for the Ariel ride, 35 minutes to meet Ariel. Those are always a little bit longer wait times because the character has the opportunity to interact with guests.
Right,
so it always it's an individual reaction. It takes a little bit longer. So it would totally make sense. But it was just, it's crazy to think
that's
that.
As a longtime Disneyland guy versus Disney World. So it's Snow White and not Peter Pan there. That's the big one, huh? Because it's always Peter Pan at Disneyland is longer. So,
well, Peter Pan typically will rival the wait time of Snow White, but it's the Snow White Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. It's the outside of Tron, which has a virtual queue or lightning lane only. It is the newest roller coaster. So,
that's true. I see. I was thinking of the dark ride, not the mine train. Right.
Yeah,
right.
no, it's not Snow White's Scary Adventures, but Snow White's. So I want to try to find. Oh, and then I want to bring up this. Oh my gosh! So that's what was going on the 4th of July. Just a lot of emptiness. But let me show you because you might think, okay, well, I get it. Maybe everybody thought that Disney would be busy on the 4th, so they stayed away. Now, I will grant you that people will come in at 8 o'clock at night, 7 o'clock. They start streaming in 7, 8 o'clock at night. The locals, especially pass holders that know that it's not busy, they see it's not busy. They'll be like, oh, let's go to Disney World to, watch the fireworks.
Which I understand were rather truncated this year. I think Lorena said they were like 7 minutes long or something.
7 minutes. Yeah, it was.
And no bunting on Main Street.
There was a lot of things. And by the way, she also reported Universal, great new parade, absolutely crazy busy crowds. I went to SeaWorld on Friday for the new Penguin Trek ride. It was a pass holder preview, and okay, so this is what happened to me when I got to SeaWorld on Friday. This was crazy. I've never, in all of the times that I've been to SeaWorld, I've never had this happen. What happened to me on Friday? This was, what is that? Let's see. Today's the 8th, 7th, 6th, 5th. It was the 5th. It was the day after the 4th. Okay, so the 4th of July was busy. I watched the SeaWorld fireworks from my house because I can. It's great. I don't live that far away. I went to SeaWorld on Friday, and they were redirecting the traffic. The lot was full, completely full. So you drove in, and you drove past all the parking, and they had guides to redirect you. Then they had police officers and guides directing people out of the main parking lot across the street to an additional parking lot. I don't even know that SeaWorld owns this parking lot. Maybe they do. But it was, I've never had that happen before. And it was quite the walk. I mean, you had to walk out of that parking lot across the street and then across all of SeaWorld's parking lot just to get to the front gate at that point. So that's how busy SeaWorld was. As a matter of fact, somebody had posted this, and I wish I had it, but at SeaWorld, they were literally saying, we're so busy today that we're not allowing re-entry. I want to say that was both the 3rd and the 4th. I did not see that sign on the 5th. I will say that. They were allowing re-entry with a hand stamp. So,
yeah. Well, I have a guess at a reason. I know you said you're going to go into reasons tomorrow, and I don't want to steal your thunder, as they say, but people have heard all about the Tiana disaster, which would be the main reason for locals to want to go to see the new ride. But if they're saying, if it's down 25% of the time or more, maybe I don't need this aggravation. And if Disney is starting to fall by the wayside, maybe I haven't been to SeaWorld in a few years, and I'm kind of curious to see what they're doing new. And meanwhile, of course, Universal says, we're going to put up this fantastic new parade and this nighttime show. And that's awfully clever to overcome the I'll wait for Epic Universe syndrome. And also to give energy, most of all, to the original Universal Park, which always takes second tier to islands.
Yes.
In most people's minds. So, gee, they're smart people.
I'll tell you
and
though,
it's a good parade, and it's a good show. But even if it was so-so, it would be something new and something to revitalize people's interest in that park.
Yeah, and then, I think Universal's being really smart about this. They're not just building Epic Universe and then leaving the other parks alone. They are building up the other parks.
But they're doing good work to fight the let's wait for Epic urge.
Right.
I mean, I'm on their mailing list for their, special deals, and they're doing all kinds of promotions between now and the opening of Epic, with extra days and extra park tickets and packages. And of course, that builds up their hotel business too. So
I know, I think Lorena already has her reservation for the hotel. When she speculates it's going to open, but
I think she's a little ahead of the opening, but not much.
Yeah, I don't know,
because all of these deals they keep sending me, they all end right around the end of April, beginning of May, and I think that's probably when they're really shooting for a real opening. They may soft open before then.
Oh, it's going to be so interesting.
And have you seen the latest from Alicia with the bioreconstruct stuff? Are all mostly emphasizing the opening front gate area with that kind of steampunk green tower, the front door portal. But it goes into detail on all the other stuff. And I'll tell you something else. I don't know what technology they're finalizing on security, but that is a, relatively speaking, tiny security area. So they must have a way of making it move really, really fast, because they couldn't do one that small otherwise. They just couldn't do it otherwise.
Yeah, well, the thing, I mean, I this is what I need to do. I haven't done it yet. I haven't actually seen the little preview center that they have, or big preview center, however big that is. But the preview center, what I want to do is I want to drive up there. It's just past SeaWorld. So it's not very far from where I live, and then get to the drive by Epic Universe where they're building it, see what footage. It's hard to get close in there because of the way they have the construction area fairly well blocked off, but it's really also kind of weird because some apartment complexes back right up to it. So but it's a huge area. I think they must have bought it from all that land back there a few years ago when I was driving for Uber. I used to go by there all the time, and it was like Boeing or something.
Lockheed, I think, or
Lockheed,
somebody, almost.
Yeah. It was industrial stuff.
Yeah. Well,
but the land itself was just completely empty. So it's just been sitting there waiting, and perfect location right behind International Drive. And I really do hope that it revitalizes International Drive as well, because
think it will.
That area in front where the convention center is, and some of that has not been so great the last few years.
The question is, will it revitalize it because people will renovate or tear down and rebuild a lot of those crummier hotels along there, or will it remain kind of a black hole, mainly because all of Universal's buses will go right past it to and from the other parks? So we'll see. But
Yeah, it
I
just
tell you what
depends.
impressed me was that I think is it Weston that's building this huge hotel right next to the two new Universal ones out front with a 2,000 seat music venue, for God's sakes.
Wow.
You don't put second level acts in a 2,000 seat theater. So that's going to be a draw to that area too. And then when they
No,
have
and
the train, from the airport and
oh
from
wow.
ah,
Yeah,
I tell you.
it's going to be very, very cool going forward. And as somebody who, like, I don't think I would have been displaced by Disney's plan for the train. But I have a lot of friends who actually, because it's like right across the street from me is where some of that displacement would have taken place, that they would have had to actually get rid of housing developments to build the train they wanted to. And I'm like, that's Hunter's Creek. People have been living there for years. It's very well established. Nobody's going to want a train through there. So
Yeah, well, of course, that was all the people living on the edge of behind the Disneyland Hotel at that big meeting they had in Anaheim about Disneyland Forward. And it was kind of funny because all of these, it reminded me of people who move in under the flight path to an airport and then complain about the noise. These people were talking about, oh, well, it used to be so easy for us to buy our kids an annual pass and have them walk one block and get on the trams and go into the park. And now we won't be able to do that if you close that street off. And I'm going, oh, so, and of course, all the people they had speaking for it were Disneyland employees and people who they have some kind of scholarship program for the employees. And people, well, I'm getting my bachelor's thanks to Disney, and I'm so glad, and we should expand it. And they're going to expand, but they have no idea what they're going to put in there. And Avatar is promised, but they still won't say any 2 times in a row where they're going to put it or what they're going to do. So we'll see.
Well, it's another interesting thing, and I don't know how often you watch YouTube or bring up videos, but this is something that, and I don't want to go off on this tangent, but I have noticed an incredibly high volume of ads lately from YouTube that I get. Like normally I get the come out to Walt Disney World ads, but there's a huge volume of ads lately advertising for like cast members. Like we need people. I've never seen Disney do that. I don't think I've ever seen them do it before, but also in this level of volume, there's all kinds of different ads about how many, like if you're ex-military, come work for us. If you're this, come work for us. If you're, a lot of different ads where Disney seems desperate to get people to come work for them right now. So,
well,
that's a little bit of a.
Of course, I don't see those ads because geographically I'm not there. Okay. So. But I tell you what I've seen. I've seen lots of what we all call pixie duster YouTubers suddenly trying to say, hey, Universal, I can help you sell shit. I do it for Disney. It's like they've been ignoring Universal because they thought it would bother Disney. And now, I mean, I saw one with a guy I like. I've met him. He's a nice guy. Going to that preview center at City Walk. Yeah. And the main thing is this huge model of the park. And it's got a gizmo where if you use your smartphone and look at it with the right app on, it puts animations into the model of the interiors of the rides and stuff. But this guy spent 2 minutes on that, and the rest of his video was, ooh, look at this. Ooh, look at this. Ooh, I want to buy one of this. On all the merch. And it was like he was auditioning saying, hey, Disney or Universal, put me on your list. I'll help you sell popcorn buckets or whatever they're selling, So
I'm not on anybody's list, so I don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, well, yeah. But it was so obvious that they were saying, oops, maybe we need to change horses on this race. So
one of the things that I wanted to mention is that, so like I was talking about before, 4th of July, SeaWorld was busy, Universal was busy, Disney's not busy, but maybe people are going, oh, it's hot. Oh, I want to stay away this weekend. Oh, maybe, but check this out. This is the upcoming reservation calendar. Now, this is for July. This is for what should be the highest vacation month. And this
It's
and
the
this
time
is
of the year I
original
never go
Orange
there
Bird.
because between the heat
Yeah.
and the crowds, I don't want to be there, but
Right. So original Orange Bird on Twitter, on X, says, I have never seen this many good to go days open in the calendar before, especially on weekends. Now, to explain what a good to go day is, they've had reservation system in place, and then this year they open up good to go days. And good to go days is when Disney is looking forward at the calendar and they realize their attendance, their reservations are super low.
Right.
That is sold tickets, that is park pass reservations, that is everything. And they're like, okay, well, our reservations are so low that we can open these days. This is July. There should not be a good to go day in July because they should be so well reserved up.
Sure.
But also, if you look the day of on most of these days that aren't good to go days, it's really easy to get a reservation at any level. So look, this week you've got the 10th, the 11th, and the 13th, which is a Saturday, and the 14th, Saturday and Sunday this weekend. Good to go days. The 16th, good to go day. By the way, that's when it says good to go, that's all 4 parks. The 21st is Sunday.
Wow.
Yeah, that means all a good to go day means you do not need a reservation at any of the parks, including the Magic Kingdom, including on weekends, because the normal rule is that if you're an annual pass holder, you have to wait until 2 p.m. to go to the parks without a reservation. And on weekends, you still have to make a reservation at the Magic Kingdom. Well, these good to go days on weekends means that even the Magic Kingdom is not blocked out at any time of the day for annual pass holders.
That's amazing.
Can go.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So it's
now here's the question: how savvy, especially since this applies to annual pass people, how savvy are they to realize, that's probably also a day when I shouldn't even bother to buy whatever they're calling it, Genie Plus, Fast Pass, whatever, because if there isn't enough crowd to have them, make a reservation, there isn't enough crowd to make it worth it to buy all those premier rides for an extra fee.
No, that's what's so funny. It's like, you've got Genie Plus, and these are also all the days that Genie Plus is about to get phased out. The new multi-pass lightning lane system is coming. And one of the things that I had personally suggested, that's my mom saying that. Hi, Mom. Maybe Disney should go back to being a family park. And by the way, the most family park at Disney World is the Magic Kingdom. Okay.
Sure.
The Magic Kingdom is also the place where you will see the highest number of, let's just say, differently costumed cast members.
Bibbity boppity beep bop.
Yes. So I don't want to get, I don't know what gets me in trouble on YouTube, so I'll just leave it at that. But people know what the heck I'm saying. So, like, for example, somebody like me, if I were a cast member, you might see somebody like me working there with, instead of Ron, my name tag might say Rhonda. Hi, Rhonda, because Rhonda's over there.
Do they change the name tags? Do they change? The reason I ask, it used to be the rule that no matter what your name was, you had to use your real name. I know because I knew a guy who was a waiter at the Shipyard Inn at the Disneyland Hotel and got all kinds of funny razzing from customers because his real actual birth certificate first name was Mickey. So here he was working at Disney with the name tag Mickey, and man, but they wouldn't let him change it to Mike or something else.
I do not believe that is the case. I used Ron, where my legal name was Byron. But you can choose any name you want now. Those standards are gone. They asked for
many others.
Well, and this is funny because I wanted to see if I could get it past them, but they asked for your name town or your hometown under your name.
Right.
And so I had always put St. Louis, Missouri. That's where I was originally from. But this was this was so funny. Um, in 2021, right? January 2021 is when WandaVision came out. And I thought it would be really funny if I put Westview, New Jersey on my name tag and see if I can get away with it. And sure enough, they printed me up the Westview. You're not supposed to use fake names of fake towns on your name tag. And I totally got away with that. So
Now, if only they let you use your name as Vision
that would be
Wanda,
great, right?
even or Wanda.
Wanda, they would have been completely okay with, right?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah, the new standards will actually let you. They do have male and female designated costumes, but if you want to go in and wear part female costume, part male costume, you are allowed to do that now, which is so against what the Disney look used to be. So that's why I wanted to show.
The first time they relaxed the look was for Paris, because so many of the people in Paris, men, had beards and mustaches. That was, I think, the first time anywhere in the world that they relaxed it, because the French basically said, "Well, then we won't work there," and they knew they were going to have trouble. So,
well, I know in 2019, one of the trainers that I had for the restaurant that I was in, if I had looked like this, if I had this much like darkness on my face, he said, and this was according to, and the look had already been changed as far as men's grooming is concerned, but he said, look, if you had that and it was up to me, I'd tell you that you need to go shave right before your shift to make sure it's completely clean. That is how strict it used to be. Boy, is that not the case now. But yeah, so I mean, where did everybody go on the 4th of July? They went to SeaWorld, they went to Universal, they did not go to Disney except for maybe to watch the fireworks at night, but even that was a diminished show. And by the way, the fireworks were so great at SeaWorld. It was a 25 minute show. I watched it from my house. I streamed it a little bit, and I get to watch it every night. That's why a lot of times we don't go out to the parks just to watch fireworks, because we can watch them from our house. So it's no big deal. But Lou, we're going to go in here. Any place people can find you other than everywhere on that Park Place Network?
It feels like that sometimes, but specifically, of course, the two things are the show I do with Vash on T3PO every Sunday at 2 p.m. live most of the time.
I saw
that yesterday and got off on some tangents I'll probably regret later, but that's a show you probably want to watch the rerun of, because we talked about how some of these idiot sites make a big deal out of nothing to get clickbait. But why that's the Hollywood backlot, I don't know. And that's what I mean by that, going off on a tangent. But it's an interesting conversation. And then, of course, there is the Genre Guys. And by the way, the movie we recorded our show on for this past Saturday night when we record them, that will show up on I guess on today or tomorrow. They put them up on for members only on the Pro channel, and then 2 months later they get replayed for free on T3PO. Was your hometown's hometown movie? Do you know what movie was shot in your hometown after an exhaustive search to, quote, find the worst city in America? Escape from New York.
Escape from New York was shot in St. Louis.
Because they couldn't do it in New York, but St. Louis was happy to have them. One of the things St. Louis did for them was turn off the power for 10 blocks surrounding the shoot, so it would look like it was dark and empty. And they sold them a bridge. Ooh, here comes culture. Anyway, those shows and everything else.
All right. Well, on that note, with culture coming in, we are going to raid right over to culture after this. So everybody that's in the chat, thank you so much for coming in. I've got Jeremy, Kathleen, Rhonda, the Bud Files. Who else was up here? Fairbrick Studios, Theme Parks Assemble. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming in. I do want to let people know, because people have been asking me about my own cast member experience. I have been extremely hesitant to start sharing cast member experiences because, they scare the heck out of you when you go through traditions class about sharing anything about your experience at Disney. So they really, really do. And it's like,
what happens at Disney stays at Disney, eh?
Right.
The
That's
old Vegas thing.
supposedly, but I think there's plenty that I can share. I'm allowed to share as long as I'm not sharing anything that's IP related, as far as things coming up or any absolute secrets that are kept in house. I think that should be all fine as long as I'm sharing my own personal experiences. It should be good. So I do want to let you know I'm going to make my first video probably sometime this week as far as how I got started as a Disney cast member. So if you're out there and you're interested in that kind of thing, keep an eye out for it. I'm not sure exactly where it's coming, when. I know where it's coming. It's coming to Follow the Bradley's Fun, this channel, but I'm not 100% sure when it is coming. And some of that information might be relegated to just members only videos. So if you're not a member of the channel and you want to become a member of the channel, just click join below. Obviously, if you're not subscribed, click subscribe. And if you haven't liked this video, click like on the video. Do it for Lou, right, Lou?
If you like it, tell everyone. If you didn't, say nothing.
Yes, please. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Disney Aspire is advertising on your channel right now. So, see, that's what I was talking about. The Aspire program is what you were mentioning before. That's the program where Disney lets you go to school and they pay for it after you paid for it. Yeah, one of the things that I'll talk about is how Disney paid for me to get my real estate license in the state of Florida. Wow. That is true.
Wow.
Izzo has come in. That is okay. I understand you don't do mornings well. Watch the replay later. It's all good. Right now, we're going to raid into Culture Casino. And Izzo will be doing a night show weekly with Matt Ankney. And Lou, you're more than welcome to join us. We're going to have fun stories about St. Louis and the Ozark areas and stuff like that. We have already started it. We just haven't made a regular time, whether it's Tuesday nights or Wednesday nights or when I try not to interfere with the other streams if I can, but this one's a little bit different. It's not going to talk about any of the subjects we normally talk about other than fun stuff about where you can travel around Missouri, the Ozarks. I'll probably compare some of that to Florida and that kind of thing. So we'll be doing that as well. So on that note, thank you so much, everyone. Whoops. I think be awake for that. Yes. Yes, indeed. Thank you, Lou, for coming in. Appreciate that.
Thank you, and all the best to your wonderful family.
Absolutely appreciate that. And we'll see you around the network. I'm excited about tonight, but I'm not even going to go into why, but I am very excited about tonight. And on that note, thank you so much, and we'll see you real soon. Bye, everybody. Ciao.